Hi guys, welcome to Mompreneur Space live show, where I interview inspiring moms from all around the world, where you can learn how they overcome their challenges and struggles as mompreneurs. I'm your host, Kenneth Chu, and today's guest is none other than Shu Huang, and she is a holistic mompreneur and a wellness strategist. In this episode, we will be talking about holistic mompreneurship, healing through nutrition. And also, she'll be sharing how she overcome her challenges and struggles. So without further ado, let us welcome Miss Shu Huang. Hi, Shu.
Hi.
Good to have you on my show. And as my good friend, you finally come onto my show.
Finally.
Yes. Finally have the opportunity. So as you know, before we start, right, there's a tradition that every guest get to post the question of the day out to the audience and also to the next guest. So are you ready to receive the question of the day posted by the previous guest before we start the show?
I'm ready.
Okay, good. So the question of the day posted by the previous guest is, which is more difficult, raising a child or building a business? So I repeat again, the question of the day posted by the previous guest is, which is more difficult, raising a child or building a business? So spend some time to think about it while I go on to Facebook Live to see if we are live successfully, and then I'll come back to you, all right? Good.
Sure.
So, Shu, are you ready with your answer to the question of the day?
Yes, I'm all ready.
Okay, let me repeat the question of the day again, and then you share with us your answer, all right? The question of the day posted by the previous guest is, which is more difficult, raising a child or building a business? So, what is your answer?
Okay, my answer would definitely raising a child. Much more difficult than building a business. I think building a business is more straightforward, and you can just let go without much attachment. And as for a child, it's a blood related family which you can't just get rid especially when you don't feel like it facing it or deal with the situation. So definitely raising a child is much more difficult because you have to face it like every single second, whether you like it or not, and you just have to get through it. So it's really, really challenging for every single mom.
Wow. Thank you very much. So, raising a child, right, is more difficult, right?
Definitely.
Okay. Thank you very much. And now we can officially kickstart the show. So, hi everyone who are tuning in to Mompreneur Space live show. So, today we have Shu, and at the same time, thanks Jolene for the high five, same my replies. Okay. So we have also Sharon, which is Shu's BFF. Okay. So, hi everyone. So let us know, and at the same time, help us to share to your Facebook so that there will be more people, more friends, especially mothers, will be benefiting from today's conversation. All right. So now we're going to start. So especially for those who are watching the replay and for those who are seeing you for the first time, maybe Shu, you can introduce yourself. Share with us where are you from and currently what are you doing and what made you start the thing that you're doing now.
Okay, I'm from Malaysia, and currently I'm based here. And then my passion is through healing through holistic nutrition, and I want to help more people to optimize their health strategically based on scientifically proven method through whole food, plant-based diet, and holistic lifestyle in the most practical way.
Thank you. That's all. Any other stuff that about yourself, like maybe a bit about yourself even younger? Like there must be a reason why you started on this journey, like why nutrition and why holistic wellness and all that stuff.
Okay, how I start to have this big interest in this nutrition is because of myself and also because of my children. Because at that very point of time, I was having this skin allergy issue, which is really, really bad. And even the doctor couldn't solve it. In a way, they just give me like steroid cream to just, reduce the symptom, but it doesn't really solve the root of the problem. And it has been many years, and it got worse after that. And also both my kids at the same time have this eczema, which it got real bad that it like red color rashes and it's swollen and it's really uncomfortable and sometimes it's even painful. So at that point of time, it really triggered me to go into nutrition in depth to find out how to solve our problem, actually our health issues, because since the doctor cannot really solve our problem, so I have to find out the way, otherwise we will be facing this difficult health issue and going nowhere. And of course, after I study nutrition in depth, and then also one of the main reason is because I have some medical history, which is childhood cancer. So it really drives me to go into nutrition even deeper. This kind of passion that I want to help myself first, and then I want to help my children, and also, of course, I believe that my knowledge will help others as well.
Yeah, and this is also when I first knew you, you were the one that introduced me to
Plant-based.
vegan,
Yeah,
plant-based, vegetarian food whenever I travel to KL, when you
correct.
host me and bring me to. And I realized that like in Malaysia there's so much variety of vegetarian food, plant-based
Yes,
food,
correct.
and I wish we don't really get much in Singapore. Even we have, right, the Singapore vegan food or vegetarian food. If let's say it's more pricey than Malaysia. I do not it's not factoring into the conversion, but it's
Mm,
more like the range is more, there's more
mm,
variety, and you also get pretty affordable, I would say pretty affordable vegan food or even nice vegetarian food, which in Singapore is always the gluten, is always a lot of fried stuff, which is very very different. Even the taste is so much different. So that was when I started, because of your influence, I started to look into that. And also you shared with me a few documentaries. In fact one,
correct.
and I spin it off to four documentaries
Yeah.
in Netflix. So so it kind of opened up another, I would say, area, genre that
Mm-hmm,
I've never
mm-hmm.
thought of. uh, Maybe kind of briefly, but because of your passion, right, it kind of influenced me to even dig deeper. And now on Mondays, even today, Friday, I make it a
Correct.
point. Although they always say Green Monday, right, but I always make it a point that Friday I also go meat free.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it became a habit. That my wife and my daughter, both of them know. Oh, Monday and Friday, Papa is not going to take meat. So it became a habit already. I can't remember how long. Maybe since May I started this journey, and maybe you can share more with us. Like, there's other alternate ways or alternate treatment, maybe like TCM, maybe essential oil, aromatherapy, and all that. So why particularly in food? Is there a moment in time that someone introduced you to the nutrition, or you suddenly came across? Maybe you can share with us what started that whole thing, if you can remember.
So far, I believe that food is medicine, because we eat most of the time, we drink most of the time. So in order to heal, you need to take medicine, but in a natural way. So of course, my method and my approach is combination of Western and also Eastern, which is a TCM as well. And it's important for us to consume the right thing, and as natural as possible, like a whole food, meaning non-processed, because when you process the food, there will be a lot of chemical involved and then preservative, which is basically is not good for the body at all. So that's why it's important, to put how you say, to pay attention to the food that we eat every day.
And you touch on something that is also very important to mothers, because our kids
Mm.
grew up eating processed food, like,
Yes, fast
so
food.
like fast food, hot
Correct.
dogs, luncheon
Instant
meat,
noodle.
instant noodle. So how, like, you have two daughters, right? So how do
Correct.
you advocate that vegan or plant based to your children? Because a lot of kids will say, oh,
Mm.
we don't like greens. A lot of parents are
Correct.
struggling,
Correct.
uh, like forcing their kids to eat greens. So what is your method? Maybe you can share with everyone, or
Okay.
yeah.
For me, actually, since I was young, I eat a lot of veggie. So it has been my habit already, especially during pregnancy time. So for me, I only put the food that I want to eat at home. The things that I know that I don't want to touch, I will not put, like for example, soft drink, how you say, processed food, sugar, and then the candies, chocolate. I will not put at all. It's like occasionally I just buy once
You
in a
cannot.
blue moon.
That means at home you can't even see.
Yeah,
That
you
means
can't see.
they can't.
You
No,
can't
okay.
see.
Maybe since young they don't even know that there's chocolate, there's candy, or there's
Okay,
soft.
like for example, my older girl, she never tasted sausage until the age of, I think, 7 or 8. Yeah, grade 1. So that the first time she tastes sausage is when she went to the birthday party of a classmate, and that's the first time she tastes the processed food, the sausage, and she felt horrible eating it because it's so fake. It's like very processed. It's not natural food. So, which I'm glad that I instilled this kind of eating habit since young, and after that she just not keen on eating because I already built their taste buds since young.
And you said you stated something that is very important, which is the environment, meaning
Correct.
that if they never see, they will never know.
Correct.
Yeah, and they will get used to that plant-based, that clean eating or the
Correct.
healthy diet and all that stuff. That is already instilled in them since young, the habit, because the habit
But
start
not
from
as
you.
much. Yeah, correct. But not as much. They only start like vegan diet, I think 2-3 years ago, when they have a very severe eczema issues. Yeah. Otherwise, since young, okay, we eat a lot of veggie, and then we eat fried food, but then we don't really eat fast food that much. Yeah, just occasionally. Yeah. So it's like since young, I don't really feed them that much, but we do eat meat. So after I studied all those nutrition, then I realized that actually meat is not that very good for us, especially if you want to let the body heal. Yeah,
And
because
you,
we're going to burden it.
and you talk about that also because through your influence and me doing my own research, I realized that because why my body always falls sick, because
Correct.
my body gets inflammation very easily, and it comes
Yes.
from meat mostly,
Yes,
and a
it's
lot of people do not know that. And I
correct.
realized that beef trigger, and also beef basically trigger more inflammation, and also beef also trigger my gout also.
I
So
see.
these are things that when I learn from you, when I hear from you, I slowly understand and realize. I think law of attraction, and I started attracting other people giving me books, like take book that I recommended to you about nutrition. So coming to that, because when you talk about the environment, right, it starts from you. So what
Correct.
if at home, right, you have non-vegan family members? So how do you balance that? That means you being vegan or you being plant-based, and your family members, maybe your if you stay with your parents, or you stay with your relative, or you happen to have someone that is not meat, not plant-based diet. So how do you adjust that?
Okay, like previously when I was still staying with my parents, of course, that is the starting point where I go into full vegan actually to heal my health issues. So that time my mom was quite receptive. So she kind of like joined me in this journey, which helped her a lot, especially her bloatedness. Yes, and then at the same time, my dad, which is a meat lover, will never give up meat for any reason. He rather die than not eating meat. So, for me, it's very simple. We can just tell them the benefit of plant-based diet, but we can never force them, or convert them to follow the way we live. We can only educate them, and at the end of the day, it's up to their choice to choose them.
So
Correct.
is your persistent that you will still be plant-based without being influenced by them? You say that your
Correct.
dad is a
Correct.
very meat, is a meat lover. That's why it's hard. Like I can totally understand, because every time I go to KL, right, there's bak kut teh, there's
Correct.
nasi
Correct. It's very
lemak,
tempting,
there's
right?
like a lot of meat lah, basically meat.
Correct.
So
Correct.
it's very tempting. And even for Singapore, we have our chicken rice. So a lot of things are meat, and I grew up eating meat, and it was a struggle for me even to start plant based, or be aware what are not the the processed food and what are not processed food. So how did you come in aware that what are processed food and what are not processed food? How do you?
Processed, okay. How differentiate processed food is, original is like veggie, you have leaf. Then
Mm,
that is called the whole food. We don't, the food must not go through like the manufacturing factory whereby they process and put all sort of chemicals and then to make them, and after that they vacuum pack it, and then it's totally processed. It's not natural. It's like not the whole food by
mm,
itself. Yes.
yeah. So when you talk about it's not a whole food by itself, how about tofu? Is tofu processed?
Actually, tofu is partially processed.
Ah,
Yeah, and then they put the what you call them calcium citrate. So which
wow.
is they put some chemical which is actually not good for our body as well.
Mm,
Yes. So when you choose our tofu, also we have to look at the ingredient as well.
yeah, and
Yes.
you mentioned about ingredient that also apply to toiletries, the invasive type with
Yes.
chemical. So
Correct.
it's the same with the food we eat, the ingredients,
Correct.
what is inside. So I think a lot of people will have this question like, oh, now we have organic. Is organic considered plant-based or
Mm,
organic
correct.
plants or organic vegetable? So what is your take on organic? Like, or if I eat organic food, organic veggie, plant-based, is it going to help me?
Okay, there's let's put this way. There's two type of organic. One is organic whole food, which is veggie, tofu, or grains, and the other is organic processed food, chips,
Mm,
or we can even put like burger patties,
mm,
organic burger patties, or nuggets. The vegan plant based.
yep.
They can just put the organic, but how organic we don't know. But
Mm,
for sure, like if veggie is confirmed is organic with the you have a certificate on it. And why we choose organic is mainly because um, organic doesn't use as much chemical. Their chemical is more natural compared to the conventional veggie.
mm,
So, and then all those veggie that they use, the chemical for conventional veggie is very cancerous in long term. We
mm,
may not, how you say, realize it until one day suddenly we got cancer, and we that cancer is a very common health issue
yeah.
worldwide as well. So all this accumulation of pesticide from those veggie or from the food or from the product that we use, all accumulation throughout 10 years or 20 years, and that's where the cancer form in our body.
Mm,
And cancer took at least 10 years to develop. It's
wow.
not an overnight thing.
Wow. I think this is something new, like cancer take 10 years.
At least, yeah, 10 years, around 10 years.
Because when you talk
I've,
about it, meaning that because my younger sis, she was diagnosed
mm,
with leukemia at 17, meaning that
correct.
at age 7 or before age 7, because of the diet, it could be
It
because of
can
the.
be from the mother or
Mm,
from generation. And also for childhood cancer is a little bit different because for children, their body is not as strong. The antibody is not as strong. So they are building it up. So that's why children can be quite prone to cancer if their fundamental is quite weak, and also due to the family genetic as well.
mm,
As for me, it's more to family genetic because both side family, my paternal and my maternal grandparents, both side have cancer, four
oh,
of them.
what if
So
what
it's
if both what if both side don't have? So what could it be? Then you will go back to the nutrition or the food that we are eating, right?
Okay, I think if I don't have this, okay, actually, when I first start nutrition, it's just to solve my current health issue, which my skin allergy was really bad and my kids' skin allergy. So even though I don't have any medical history back then, I will still go in nutrition, but then it doesn't give me a strong reason
Mm,
to continue it. Yes, because I also need to stay healthy and live as long as possible for my children. Otherwise,
mm,
who's going to take care of them?
yep.
And then this is a very important effect. It's like I don't want one day suddenly I'm down with cancer, and then it affects everybody as well. Of course, we only can try our best. It's not under our control as well.
Mm. Yeah, like Now you mentioned this is what a lot of parents would be thinking, especially you are a child cancer survival, and definitely you will be worried for your child in the
That's
event that
right.
anything happens to you. You like as parents we will not want them to like be like trouble them and let them to take care of us when maybe in the
Correct.
future they have their own family members, they still have to take care of
Mm,
us. But why not we invest in ourselves and start taking care of ourselves now? And that is also
correct.
precisely why I decided to go
Mm-hmm.
to go into meat free, go into plant based, to learn more about nutrition. Other than you starting the ball rolling, me myself, because of I love to learn and also want to maybe live another 40 years, because I just passed my 40-year-old birthday. So I want to take care of my body. That's why I do a checkup. I also, as a present for myself, at the same time, I also want to make sure that I can live for another 40 years. But this time round, it's going to be it's a different, I would say, a different lifestyle, different
Mm-hmm.
diet, and also focus on the nutrition.
Of
So,
course,
mm, go ahead.
ideally we want to live 40 years, right?
Yep.
And most important is we live that 40 years healthily, not
Yep.
suffering. Otherwise, it will be meaningless.
Yeah, and you mentioned that all these can be what you call that, is it called reset or reverse, like
Yes, it can be reset or reverse. It can be,
through
as long as
nutrition.
we start today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So just now when you talk about all the processed food for kids and all that, is there other alternative? Because like you mentioned, there are plant-based meat that's available that we know in the market.
Correct.
So
That's
do
right.
like for your own experience, like just from your own
Mm.
research, your own knowledge that what you have learned from your teacher, from your classes, would you say that all these are also is still considered processed food by the plant-based meat?
Okay, it's still processed because
Mm,
when you look at the packaging, the ingredient, you see all those funny ingredient inside,
mm,
and sometimes you can't even recognize what is that term they use. Okay, like for example, if they put yeast extract, it
mm.
sounds very natural, right? But actually, it's MSG. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they can like creatively change the word to make it so natural. Oh, it's just a yeast extract,
Uh,
but actually it's just MSG
so they are
enhancer.
they're renaming
Yeah.
all the
And for
harmful.
example, preservative. They put vitamin B. Oh, very healthy is vitamin B. Actually, it's preservative.
So vitamin B is preservative.
Yeah, all those vitamin you see, it's preservative. They
Mm.
use it as a preservative. Correct.
Okay. Using the vitamins to to
Yes,
preserve the
correct.
food.
But it's not that vitamin supplement that help us. It's actually
Ah.
it's not the good one
Interesting.
actually.
So
Yeah,
you
correct.
get to learn all this in your classes, in your nutrition
Correct,
course.
correct, correct.
Wow, that's interesting. I do not, all I know, I have a friend who's in Australia. She
Mm-hmm.
herself is a nutritionist because she went there and studied and
Okay.
graduated from it, and she has been a nutritionist for years. Other than that, Singapore, I haven't heard of or know of someone
Mm-hmm.
that went through nutrition courses. So
I see.
like what do you see like for yourself, right? Like what makes you want to start this like holistic mompreneurship in using nutrition to heal yourself and heal others?
Okay. For me, because I've experienced it myself, and I feel that no, it's so effective. Then actually, we don't have to spend so much money and time on those fancy supplement, to how you say to restore our health. And it can be as simple as just plant-based whole food. Actually, like for example, I give you a very good example. There's a period of time before I go for nutrition, I buy the fiber drink,
Mm.
the fiber drink
Yeah.
to make you go toilet when you have
Correct.
constipation. So I kind of like, oh, okay, oh yeah, I have problem, maybe not enough water or not enough fiber, so I just buy that packaging,
Mm.
and then I drink it. It tastes horrible. It's like a gel
Yeah.
drink, and then after drink, okay, you pass it out, okay, relief. So after that, I went for one course that conducted by a Japanese lady who also is a plant-based diet. So from there, it's a very unique. The menu that she created is all based on sea barley.
Mm.
Imisui,
Mm.
barley, but it's from the sea.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So all the dishes that she cook for us is all using sea barley.
Wow.
Okay.
Just using one sea barley
Yes,
to
just
cook.
sea barley. I mean, it can be sea barley burger patty, sea barley fried rice, it can sea barley dessert.
Wow.
So it's a very, very wide range of food. Just merely use this ingredient, sea barley. And because sea barley is very high in fiber and water soluble, so it's like it helped with the constipation as well. So the course that I attended, I think last 3 days, 2 or 3 days around there. So, from day to night, I eat sea barley every day. And guess what? I go toilet very smoothly. I don't even need the fiber drink.
So these are alternate ways. And frankly
Correct.
speaking, if you never talk about sea barley, I don't even know what is sea barley. So now you talk about it. Is it rare to find or is it easy to find?
Okay, it's not common. Definitely not common. I think it's from Japan. So there's only specialty shop that sell this sea barley because it only harvests near the sea. It's not the normal conventional way of harvesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, but it's interesting to see that, by eating the right food, the right fiber, actually you can just go toilet just like that. You don't even know fancy packaging that manufacture, which we don't know what kind of chemical they use as well. Yeah.
So
but sea barley confirm.
These are natural way for you to
Correct.
for easy digestive system.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just a push down. Yeah.
Wow. I think that there's so much things that we do not know about the world, about the food.
Correct.
But I guess like your teacher herself, she's able to do that because it benefit her and definitely has benefit you especially. And now you are passing it forward and doing this to help others also. So at the same time, like for you, what do you think that makes a mompreneur? Like for you, not you are a holistic mompreneur. So what makes a mompreneur? What is your definition for that?
It's just turning your passion into business. Yeah. So since I already I gained this knowledge throughout recent years, and I help myself, I help my children, I even help some of my friends, and it seems like I receive quite good feedback. So I was thinking, why not? I just share with the world. So at least the knowledge is not wasted. And actually for me, from the beginning, it's not for me to monetize. Actually, it's just because of my passion. I just want to share the knowledge.
Yeah.
Yes. And then of course at the same time, people will more and more friends will come and ask, oh no, what is this, what is that, and then ask. Then that's where I think, oh, okay, maybe I could monetize it.
Yeah, because these are knowledge knowledge that you invested in also.
Correct.
And it's rare, like you mentioned, like who know that there's sea barley. And also and also just now you were saying that your friends start asking you and your friend being influenced, and like I'm one of the friends that being influenced and now being educated, and I dive deeper to understand and I do my own research and all that. So that's why when you talk about like your passion, right? Your passion in learning about using food, using nutrition to heal the holistic way, and you were saying the plant-based whole food. What is the difference between plant-based food and plant-based whole food? Maybe you can explain a bit more to our audience here, because even for myself, I still what is plant-based whole food? What is plant-based food?
Okay, whole food is as natural as possible. So for example, apple, orange, fruit that is not processed yet. And as for plant-based, and like for example, plant-based can be processed. Like you see the one that you tried last time, the nugget or the luncheon meat, they use the word plant-based, but they never use the word whole food on the packaging because it was never whole food from the beginning. It's a processed food. Yes.
Yeah. In fact, like slowly, but it's at the same time, right? Preparing whole food, plant-based whole food dishes, right? Is very, very challenging. So how did you like in your daily life? Is it how can you make it sustainable? Well, this is something that I'm also having challenges, especially in Singapore. Is first thing is not widely spread, not widely available.
Correct.
At the same time, a lot of the restaurant here, which is going vegan or plant-based, It's
Mm-hmm.
very much more like what do you call it? It's like it's really high class uh vegan food, meaning for more of the aesthetic than
Correct,
the
correct.
real education. But in Malaysia, I realized that the owners or the owners of all these plant-based restaurants, they are educated and they advocate. They really share the knowledge itself. Even in their menu, they also do that sharing. But we don't really see that much. We just have this certain dish there and that's it.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. So how did you prepare your plant-based whole food meals?
Okay, actually, it's not too difficult to convert like our traditional food to plant-based food. Like for example, if you eat curry chicken, okay,
Mm.
you just merely replace the chicken with plant-based food. Like for example, you can put like the lion mane mushroom,
Oh yeah,
which
yeah.
have
One.
this yeah, the meaty texture,
Correct, correct.
or you can even use jackfruit.
Oh, jackfruit.
Yeah,
Okay.
jackfruit is quite how to say, quite popular in Indonesia as well.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like they use jackfruit meat and then they cook in a curry, and
Mm.
it's quite meaty and fleshy as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So it doesn't
correct.
taste like jackfruit anymore, but because with
Yeah,
the
actually, no, not really. You
um,
don't taste much. It's very interesting
because for me
dishes.
personally, I don't like jackfruit, so I don't
I
like the
also don't
smell.
like, trust me.
Yeah, but when you talk about it, it's interesting because it's curry, right?
Correct,
Yeah. So
correct.
the curry, the spices, basically covered up the jackfruit, but remains the texture like meat.
Correct, correct. Because what we want is just to imitate our original, how you
Taste
say,
bud.
meat
Mm.
texture.
Yeah.
But of course, we cannot 100% like imitate them.
Yeah.
But at least, we can do like 70-80%, just to, just to satisfy
Yeah,
ourselves.
especially if you are not born vegan or not born vegetarian.
Correct,
I
correct.
believe that no one, okay, I do not know, maybe there
Very
is.
not, yeah, it's just minority born vegan
All
actually.
right, it's maybe the parents are vegans, so
Correct,
when the environment, like you mentioned, the kitchen, you will not see any other processed food or all that stuff. So
correct.
it's pretty interesting to come in like preparing food and what kind of thing to replace. I saw a lot like especially vegetarian, they use the tofu skin to replace it as the chicken. I had
Correct.
one
Chicken
before.
rice, right? You
Yeah, the
tried?
chicken rice I tried. It looks like it. Taste, they kind of mimic the taste of
Correct.
the chicken rice.
Mm-hmm.
Like very very close in terms of the look lah. But the taste
Mm-mm-mm.
definitely is still different. But it's pretty close, I would say. You
Mm.
talk about like replacing it with jackfruit and maybe there will be other what you call that other ways to replace all this
Mm.
food that we are so used to it. Like for me,
Correct.
I'm always constantly looking, okay, how can I have a vegan or vegetarian bak kut teh? How can I have a chicken soup but I'm not using chicken and all that? So
Correct, correct.
it's a challenge, I would say, to do that and to be consistent. The key thing is
Correct.
consistent and
That's the key.
sustainable. That's
Mm.
the key. So having said that, like was there a aha moment that you decided, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go into holistic wellness. I'm going to do plant-based whole food and go deep for myself. But now you were saying that you want to help more people with this knowledge. So was there a aha moment that you decided, hey, this I should do this?
Actually, it's not so much an aha moment. It's just, it happens very naturally. Yeah, because as I learn more and I help myself, help my children, help my family, then friends included, and more, it just happens so naturally. Yeah.
Wow,
So it's not so much on a
naturally.
hormone. It's just naturally. It's just flow.
Because it's already in your lifestyle, I would.
Yeah, it's part of my lifestyle
Mm.
actually. So I'm walking the talk. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not just myself and my children as well. And it's like even my fridge, I have not a single meat.
Mm.
Okay, all right. Okay, I have something to confess. I have processed meat, processed plant based, because I just want to try for fun, like the nugget or
Curious,
what.
right?
Just,
Yeah.
yeah, just curious, try for fun. But of course, I know it's not healthy at all. But once in a blue moon, it's
Mm.
okay. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not
It's to solve
bad.
that craving, right?
It's not so much craving. It's just I'm curious.
Ah.
How true is, how real is the
Yeah, yeah.
texture or the
I
taste
agree
to
with
the
you.
real thing?
Yeah.
You know, because everyone is hype about it. You know, wow, it's like
Yeah,
cheap, like
they did
McDonald's nugget.
yeah, they did a very good marketing lah. All I can
Correct,
say, they
correct.
market it very well, which is what they need to do, because they need
Exactly.
to advocate people, educate people,
Mm.
and that's why recently I've kind of slowed down the what you call that, because I basically tried a lot. Yeah, even that day I tried the there's a minced pork kind of version,
Yes,
plant-based
I
meat.
tried that.
The
Is
from
what you
Thailand
call
is
that?
a Thailand packaging. It's a Thai packaging.
Is it Thai?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I can send it to you. It looks very unique, so I tried it because I realized
Correct.
that our local NTUC Fair Price,
Mm,
they are bringing in more and more plant-based food,
correct.
which is good. Yeah, which is good. There's more variety. There's more replacement. As long as we eat less meat. As what the documentary say, it will uh make our world better, make
Mm,
Earth better.
correct,
So for
correct.
those who are curious, you can just watch the program. You can go and watch a few. There's conspiracy, there's seaspiracy, there's also
Yes.
what the
Game
health,
changer.
yeah, and game changer. So game changer was
Yes.
the first one, right, that introduced
Yes,
me.
correct.
Yeah,
That's the
so that
first
really
one.
changed my game. Yeah. So for those who are interested, you can just comment in the chat, and we will let you know what are the various documentary you can watch. It's on Netflix. So coming to that, right? I'm just curious that if, let's say, this is just out of curiosity, what if you do not have cancer when you were young and recovered from it? What would you think that you'll be doing now, and what will your life be?
I don't think so. I have such a strong why to go into nutrition. I mean, compared to current situation,
Mm,
because for me, it's like, okay, if for example I solve my problem and that's it, we just move on. Because when I first healed myself, is actually not recent year. It's actually when my second child is around I don't know, 6 months old, seven
mm,
months old, around there. That's when I got this fungal infection. Okay, from the breastfeeding. It was so bad that the doctor in Indonesia gave up on me.
mm,
It's like, that is really aha moment, because it's like I thought that doctor is meant to,
mm.
to save us, to
Mm,
help us, to cure us. But that is my very first experience whereby the doctor literally gave up on me, and after I spent a few thousand of ringgit on the fungal medicine at a very high dose,
mm.
and it doesn't cure me at all, and it got worse, and the doctor said, sorry, I can't help you anymore, and just, okay, now you can go home. It's like, oh my god, it's like I was left stranded just like that. So I
Mm,
was really, really frustrated at at the point of time. It's like, oh, it's like dying, because every time when I breastfeed, the blood will come out. So my
mm.
daughter gets strawberry milk every time, and it was so
Oh,
painful, so painful that, it's like someone stabbing you, with a knife, yeah,
yeah.
on the spot. It was really, really bad. So I have no choice but to, if I don't cure myself, then I will have to endure until I God knows when was that. Because
Mm,
fungal infection can last very long. It's not like flu whereby you just got it for a few days or
yeah.
1 week, then it heal by itself. But
Mm.
fungal infection is quite tricky.
Yeah, I know that it's tricky because back in
Mm.
army, because we always wear our so-called we call it number four lah, basically the
Mm-hmm.
uniform for a long period of time. We perspire and all that, and we
Yes.
will develop at the groin site where the fungal
Ah.
infection. So it's not
Yeah, it's not
something that you
pleasant.
not pleasant, not something that you will like.
Itchy.
And like you mentioned,
Pain.
it will take a while to recover
Yes,
also.
very long time.
Yeah, and especially if you don't treat yourself and you don't eat food that help you,
Correct.
then it'll be even harder.
Correct.
So when you talk about that, that means when you need to heal yourself,
Mm.
and that just gave me a thing that, like, how important it is, right? Even for people who are normal, who are not
Correct.
having any I would say what do you call that, any ailments, or they have any pre-existing illnesses.
Correct.
Even for a normal person, it will be good for them to even go through the holistic way, the plant-based whole food
Correct.
and nutrition, right?
Because it built our immune system, and especially in this pandemic, whereby, COVID is literally like everywhere.
Mm.
So, and so far there is no medicine to cure COVID. So the only way is our immune system, to get immune to it and to fight it on our own.
Mm.
Yes, because like I said, vaccine doesn't really prevent infection. It's just reduce your symptom.
Yeah.
So no matter what, we still have to have a strong immune system and a body to heal from COVID if we were to have infected by it.
Yeah. In fact, when you talk
Right.
about this, right, about the immune system, I
Mm.
strongly believe in that. That's why since young I've always been going to TCM because it's a natural. It's not. Although it's long term, but as you start to build that foundation, right, you don't fall sick easily.
Yeah,
And
correct.
you even you fall sick, you recover very fast. Your recovery rate is pretty fast. And sometimes maybe like even let's say last time they used to say, oh, flu season, dengue season.
Correct.
But if let's say you are eating the right food, you're having the right mindset, the emotional are intact, everything. Even you don't take medication is also okay because your body itself can heal by itself.
Yeah,
This is what.
exactly.
And when you treat your body well, basically it will heal by itself. It will build up the strong army.
Even stronger.
Correct.
Actually, even stronger.
Correct. And you are not using medication to
Suppress it.
suppress it or even
Correct.
to kill off the
Symptom.
root.
It's actually just reduce the symptom. It doesn't really reduce the root.
Yeah. And it
Correct.
only cover the surface, right?
Correct. It's just a surface thing.
Yeah. When you talk about the eczema thing, because I have eczema, my daughter also have eczema. We used to use the steroid cream like you mentioned until
Yes,
a
it
point
was
of
bad.
time. Until a point of time, it's not working anymore, and it came back.
Yeah, you
and
get immune, right?
Correct. Then that means the skin got immune because it's on the surface only. Then
Correct. Correct.
until we were introduced by through a friend, essential
Uh-huh.
oil, pure essential oil, and we apply lavender on it, and instantly you already can see the result. Then it's healing, and till now, touch wood lah, my eczema haven't been coming back.
Wow.
And also when we work on our gut, that means you cleanse, you
Correct.
detox.
That's
These
right.
are other methods. You just keep your gut well. Basically all these eczema, inflammation will not come back that often.
Correct.
You just have to be careful and be wary about the food you eat.
Correct.
So this is something. Thanks for sharing all this. And at the same time, coming back to being a mompreneur, right? Because other than just being a holistic mompreneur, you're also a wellness strategist. So
Correct.
what would you say that is the common challenges for moms when they want to start their business?
Common challenges, of course. The most common thing is time management. We all only have 24 hours. And imagine mom with children and with a house to take care and, family and everything else. It's really, really challenging to juggle everything at the same time. Imagine if I have more than 2 kids. That's even worse, especially if you don't have help.
And now you have 2 dogs.
Yeah, and 2 dogs. So it's like 4 kids now. So it's like cleaning their poop also is like take all of my time. So it's really, really challenging for me, especially. Correct. And at the same time, I have to make sure that I rest well, I eat well, so that I don't fall sick that easily.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's why it's very important to, although you might be tired, although you might be burnt out and all that stuff, but because the food help you to build up your body,
rather than help. Correct.
Rather than you eat food that breaks down all your immune system.
Exactly.
And all the good stuff. So how about like these are the common challenges, which is time management. So how about the challenges for you as a single mom with 2 kids, with 2 dogs? So what would you say is your biggest challenge? Other than time management, which is very, very common.
For example, the biggest challenge is one-man show because I have to play the role of a mom and a dad. So that is
what is a mom? What is the role of a mom and a dad in your perspective or in your?
Okay, we talk general terms whereby mom is more to care for the children, educate the children, and then as for the dad, will bring back the bacon kind of thing, like the provider.
Yeah.
So it's like, as for me, I have to do everything on my own. Of course, for me, I'm financially blessed. I don't have to worry so much on finance, but of course, it's still how to say, I've also played the role of a provider as well, because I also want to show to the children that, it's part of life. You have to be responsible. You also have to work. If you have the knowledge and you have the skill, it's a bit wasted if you do nothing at home. So you have to like give back to the society, contribute back to the world.
Yeah.
So it's my way also to show them, that's how what we're supposed to do.
Yes, and this is something that I see in a lot of mompreneurs, especially single mompreneurs, is that they are one-man show, one-woman show,
Correct.
you can call it, and they are trying to juggle a lot of things at the same time. And it's only possible when you are a mompreneur, you're running your own business.
Correct.
Your time is your time. Your time is not your boss's time. If you work for someone, your time will belongs to your employer. And when you are a mompreneur, you also can call your own rest time, break time, and you can always dedicate time for your children. For example, if you have anything in school, maybe the teacher and parents meeting, you can also attend. You can make time for it. And at the same time, because you're doing something that you love and it's a part of your lifestyle, like you mentioned, your passion, then you have your purpose is to help to educate people on using nutrition to heal. So then the last part, which is a profit part, these are the three P's that I always advocate: passion, purpose, and profit. So like for you, you're passionate about it, and you will do this irregardless.
Correct.
Because this is a part of your life, and this is something that you're passionate about, and your passion drives your purpose. Because you're passionate about nutrition, because of what happened in the past. And now with that passion, you're able to drive your purpose to help more people to get educated about plant-based whole food, about nutrition, and also about the holistic wellness of everybody. So this is something that I see in a lot of mompreneurs, especially you are one of them. This is I would say one of the best way for you to have the work-life balance. Because you are in control. The key thing is you are in control.
Correct.
Yeah. So time really flies, and I really want to have a good chat with you. As you know, you're my BFF, and we do have a lot of things to chat. But today, in fact, I knew more about you. I would say more in depth about what is really happening, what is the real story of you going into that, and I thank you for sharing that. So maybe you can let the audience and for those who are watching the replay, how can they get connected with you?
Sure, you can get connected at my Instagram, and my username is I am Shu Huang. IAMSHUHUANG.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Shu. And for those who wanted to get connected with Shu, you can go to the description. It's already included there, the link, so you can get connected with her. She will be posting all her, I would say, her knowledge, her experience, or her manual, mostly in the stories. So I believe that we will be looking at a few more new content that will be posted in the IG post, together with the stories. And at the same time, now we are coming to the end, and now it's your turn for you to post the question of the day out to the audience and also to the next guest. So have you thought about it? Are you ready to share with us what is your question of the day?
Question of the day.
Yeah, it can be anything revolving around things that you're passionate about, and or maybe something to do with motherhood or mompreneurship, your business, or nutrition, holistic wellness.
Okay. Maybe I'll put this way. The question is, would you be a mom if you can re-choose it again?
Wow. Okay. let me just write it down. Again, can you repeat again?
Would you want to be a mother if you have the chance to re-choose it again?
Okay. Would you choose?
Would you want to be a mom?
Okay. Would you want to be a mom
if you have the chance to re-choose it again?
If you have the chance to choose it again. Okay, good question. Wow, I think this is so far
the best.
Well, I think this will set a lot of especially the next mompreneur some time to think about it, because So I repeat again. So the question of the day posted by Shu is, would you want to be a mom if you have the chance to choose again? All right.
Correct.
So
That's
this
right.
question goes out to the audience who are tuning in. You can let us know in the comments or in the chat. At the same time, this question of the day goes out to the next guest. So I will repeat again. The question of the day posted by Shu is, would you want to be a mom if you have the chance to choose again? All right. So last but not least, Shu, maybe what would be your last advice for the mothers who are sitting on the fence thinking, should I start a business? Should I not start a business? What would be your last advice for them?
Okay, my last advice would be have courage to do things that you want to do. Don't let anyone, included your children, to stop you from doing what you want to do.
That's a very, very good advice. And definitely you need a lot of courage to do what you
Yes,
want to do.
correct.
And thanks, Sue, for sharing that, and with all the golden nuggets about holistic wellness, about nutrition, about plant-based food, about the different ingredient that we were in I would say covered, that we do not know what is the real meaning behind each
Correct.
extract. So thank you very much, Shu, for sharing with us, and
Thank you for having me.
you are welcome. So, and also I would like to thank for those who are tuning in. Like we have Kiwin, is it Kiwin? Kiwin. We have
Yes.
Sharon. We also have Jolene. So we have Rin also that is watching. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for those who are watching Mompreneur Space live show. I'm Kenneth Chu with Shu Huang. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you guys next week. Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.